Hi boys and girls, my name is Mrs. Myers and today we are talking about measurement. I have my buddy, Petey the Pirate here, and he brought something for us to take a look at. Thank you, Petey. Boys and girls, do you know what this is called? That's right, it's called a ruler. Now, take a look at the ruler. What do you see on there? Numbers, that's right. Petey, can you help me out? All right, so let's count how many numbers are on this ruler. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. You got it. Boys and girls, what else do you see on there? Petey, do you know what they're called? Yeah, they're called lines. And the lines go up and down. They are called vertical lines. Now, on a ruler, there are lines up and down all the way to the end of the ruler. These lines are going to be pretty important. Do you know what this space is called here? It's called an inch. Boys and girls, we use a ruler to measure length, how long something is, how wide something is. Let's do an example here. Let's measure Petey's arm. Now, when we measure, we go from the beginning of the ruler to the beginning of where we're going to start measuring. So I'm going to start at the beginning of his shoulder and stop at the very end of his fingertips. Can you see what number his fingertips stop at? That's right, 5. Petey's arm is 5 inches long. Very good, boys and girls. Now, there's something else that we need to talk about here. How many of you have one of these at home? Good, I see some of you do. Some of you don't. That's okay. Boys and girls, I got this ruler at the dollar store. They have them at the dollar store. They're not always wood. Sometimes they're plastic. Sometimes they're made out of metal. And sometimes they're just all different colors. And they can be fun, have pictures on them. I like mine plain though. And you can also find them at Walmart. So maybe when your mom or dad goes out grocery shopping, they can pick one up for you. If not, that's okay too. I found online, Petey, can you help me out? Great. If you have a printer at your house, you can go to inchcalculator.com and print out your own paper ruler. Just cut it out and it works just as good. Perfect. If not, that's okay. I'm going to show you how to make a homemade one. It's not going to be absolutely perfect, but it will work for your assignments. Are you ready? Great. All right, Petey, have a seat. So, what we need to make a ruler, I'm gonna put my other ruler down. You need a piece of paper. Now, if you don't think you have a piece of paper, talk to your mom or dad. See if you got junk mail today. All you have to do is use the back side, because the back side, it usually doesn't have much on it, if anything at all. And you could just use the blank side of junk mail. Works just fine. Now, what we're going to do, boys and girls, is we're going to keep the paper long ways like this, and we're going to fold it down into a hot dog. So edge to edge, line up your corners, and then flatten the fold. Then you end up with a hot dog fold, just like this. We're going to do that one more time. Okay, so line up your edge, corner to corner, and then flatten out your fold. Then what you have is almost a paper ruler. Now it's missing something. What is it missing? That's right, it is missing the inches. It is missing the lines, the numbers. No problem, we'll do that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a crayon. I think I'm going to use this nice orange red color. Now, I read on the computer and I measured it out. If you look at your thumb and you measure from your knuckle to the end of your fingertip, not the end of your nail, but from the beginning of your knuckle to the end of your fingertip, that is close to an inch. Now remember, I said this is not going to be perfect like a ruler, but it's going to be close enough so that we can do our assignments. So I'm going to line up my thumb knuckle to the tip of my finger. Remember, not my fingernail, because my nails are pretty long. So then I'm going to put a line and make it pretty long, like that. And then I'm going to do it all the way across my paper. I'm going to do as best as I can. I made a little mistake. I'm going to use a trick that my students use in their class. They erase the crayon. Erase it, erase it, erase it, erase it. See, even grown-ups make mistakes. That's okay. All right. So continue on making my inches. All the way across my paper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let me show you what my paper looks like. I'm making these lines a little bit longer. Okay, you can see, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I need my numbers underneath. So help me count. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Very good. So now I have my 11 inches. I'm not done yet because on my ruler, there are all kinds of other lines on here. But today, we are only going to use the line by the number, and then we are going to use a line that's halfway between the two numbers. Did you ever hear of that word before? Half? Say it. Half. Very good. Half is when it is equally between the two numbers. Did you ever share half of a candy bar? You want to make sure that they're fair share, equal. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to pick a different color. I pick green, it's right on top here. And I'm going to go halfway in between all of these inches and make a little mark. I'm not going to number them. So from the 0, the very beginning, halfway, I'm going to put a little green mark. See? And I'm going to do that straight across. Grab a grown-up, grab an older brother or sister, aunt, uncle, cousin, someone at your house to help you out with this part. Making your own ruler. Look how cool that is. Awesome. And remember, you can watch this over again so that you don't miss any of the steps. You can watch it again and again. All right, great. Let's get started here. Boys and girls, I'm going to use my ruler because I have one, but you use your paper ruler if you don't have one. Okay, now, when I measure, like I said, I'm going to start at the very, very beginning of something and stop at the end. So let's see how long meter is. I'm lining up the beginning of meter to the beginning of the ruler and stopping at the end. How long is meter? That's right, meter is 3 inches. Perfect. Boys and girls, you're getting so good at this. All right, let's take a look at, I grabbed this toy. This is Bendy. Let's see how long Bendy is. From the beginning of Bendy's ear. Oh boy, Bendy's foot does not stop at a number. It stops halfway in between 2 numbers. When it stops halfway in between, we say that Bendy is 2 and, because there's more, 2.5 inches. Now, I did a little scavenger hunt at my house and I picked up a few things. Let's play a little game. I have some things and I want you to tell me if the object is shorter than an inch, equal to an inch, or longer than 1 inch. Okay? All right, let's start with something that you're all familiar with at school, a paperclip. Now, do you think that is longer than an inch, shorter than an inch, or equal to an inch? Let's check it out. It is equal to an inch. Now I have a picture of a paper clip, so I'm going to put that under equal to an inch paper clip. Next, I have a glue stick. Right. Do you think that is longer than an inch, shorter than an inch, or equal to an inch? Longer. Very good. So I'm going to take my picture of my glue stick and I'm going to put that under longer than an inch. Great. My next object is this little toy wheel. What do you think? Shorter than an inch? Let's check it out. That's right, it's shorter than an inch. So let me grab my picture and we're going to put it in the shorter than an inch category. Very good. All right, next object. I found a rubber chicken. What do you think it is? Longer, equal to, or shorter than an inch? Longer than an inch. You are right. Let's take that picture and put it under longer than an inch. Next object. Olaf. What do you think? You're right. Olaf is longer than an inch. Let's put him where he belongs. Longer than an inch. Next object. I have a little toy jack-o'-lantern. What do you think? He is 1 inch, so he's equal to an inch. Let's put equal to an inch. Very good. Next object, I have a push pin. Be careful. Let's see. Push pin is shorter than an inch. Very good. Put it right there. Next object, I have a peanut. What do you think a peanut is? Longer, shorter, or equal to an inch? Now remember, when we measure, we start at the very edge of the ruler. It is, that's right, shorter than an inch. So let's put our peanut where it belongs, shorter than an inch. All right, I think you got it, boys and girls. That was so much fun. I have some more activities for us. Let's practice our measuring and drawing. Are you excited? I am. Okay, so here we go. Let's bring you over so you can see. Okay, so here we go. We have a piece of paper that says, let's measure. And it has a name line. I'm going to make sure that I put my name on it because no name, no fame. Mrs. Myers. All right, let's see what we need to do. Over here, it has a little marking. It says IN period. That equals inches. So whenever you see IN period, that means inches. Okay, that's good to know. Using a standard ruler, measure each line segment to the nearest inch. So boys and girls, this is a line segment. It's just a part of a line. And when we measure, we are going to line up, you see that first dot? We are going to line up the end of our ruler to the first dot. And then we are going to stop at the last dot. And that stopped right where, boys and girls? At the 2. So this first line at number 1 is 2 inches. Remember, IN period means inches. Very good. Number 2. We're going to line up the ruler where? At the end. And start at the first dot and end at the last dot, and that ends right at the number 4. You got it, boys and girls. Perfect. So I'm going to write the number 4 here on this line, and that line is 4 inches. Perfect. Great. Line number 3. Oh, that's slanted. Let me turn my page to make it easier to line up. Start my ruler, beginning, end. How long is that line segment? That's right, stops at the 3. It is 3 inches long. Great job, boys and girls, perfect. All right, now let's step it up a notch here. This next activity says, let's draw. Uh-oh. We can do it, though. Let's put our name on the name line. Mrs. Myers. Okay, now the directions. No extra marking up here. The directions say, using a standard ruler, draw a line segment to the nearest inch. Start at the points. Okay. Number 1 says, go ahead, read it with me. Draw a line that is 3 inches long. Okay, so we're going to take our ruler, start at the very beginning of the ruler, line it up. And how long did it say? Oh, that's right, 3 inches. So I'm going over to the 3. I see where the 3 is, and I'm going to make my line right here. Could even make a little dot like they've been using. Now, this is where it gets a little fun. I think so anyway. I'm going to connect the dots. So starting at the first dot, run my pencil right along the ruler and stop at the second dot. There, I just made a line segment that is 3 inches long. That's so exciting. I hope you're doing it too. Okay, number 2 says, read it with me, draw a line that is 5 inches long. Okay. So first we're going to do what? Line it up. That's right. Line up at the first point at the beginning of our ruler. And it said to make it 5 inches long. So I'm going to find my 5. Right here? No. 5, 5, 5. Oh, there he is. Make my point. And then I'm going to draw my line connecting the dots. That's also a fun thing about rulers. You have this nice straight edge that you could draw straight lines. Look at how nice and neat that is. Wow. Okay, number 3. Read it with me. Come on, you can do it. Draw a line that is 2 inches long. Okay, what are we going to do? Line up the end of the ruler to the point. We're going to stop at the 2. You got it. Make another point by the 2. And then our last step is to, that's right, connect the dots like that. Perfect. Great job, boys and girls. But wait, we're not done. We're going to make it a little bit more difficult. Are you ready for a tricky challenge? I know you are. Okay, so we have our little mark up here that reminds us that IN period means inches. Let's measure. Again, using a standard ruler, measure each line segment to the nearest ½ inch. Well, this is something new that we are going to learn to do right now. Okay, so to measure the first line segment, like always, line up the end of the ruler to the first point and look where the second point ends. It ends right in between the 2-inch mark and the 3-inch mark. Now we said when it ends in the middle, that's halfway. It's a fair share between the two. So that is a half fair share amount in between the two. When we write a half, we're going to do something really fancy. Are you ready for it? Okay, so our measurement is more than 2 inches. It's not quite at the 3, so we're going to write that 2, and a half. And when we write a half, we write a 1, tiny 1, a little line separating it, and a 2 right underneath it. 2½ inches. Number 2. Are you okay, boys and girls? I know you are. Okay, here we go. Starting at the first point and measuring up this line segment, first point to the second point. Our biggest number is, that's right, 5, but it lands in between the 5 and the 6. So that means that our biggest number is 5 because it did not hit the 6 yet. It is a fair share in between. That makes it a half. So let's say it is 5 and ½ inches. Good job, boys and girls. This is the tricky part, but it's fun. I hope you're having a good time with this. Number 3, let's line up this line segment, beginning point to the ending point. This is a long one. Okay, so the biggest number that we get to is a 6. We didn't get to the 7 yet. It is halfway in between. So this measurement is what, boys and girls? I heard someone say it. 6 and 1/2 inches long. Great job. There's one more on this page. Here we go. Line it up at the beginning. Let's see, the biggest number that we pass or stop at is a 3. The point is in between the 3 and the 4, so that makes it a fair share, equal, right in the middle, which is a half. Great job. So what is the measurement? Great. It is 3 and 1/2 inches long. Let's try drawing some. Okay, so here we go. Super tricky challenge. Okay, it says, let's draw. Using a standard ruler, draw a line segment to the nearest, what is that called again? That's right, 1/2 inch. Start at the points. Now read these words with me. Draw a line that is 2.5 inches long. Starting at the point. Line up your ruler. And it said 2.5. So 2 is the biggest number. But it wants that half too. So it's the fair share point in between the 2 and the 3. Do you see that? Halfway. Halfway. Right there. I'm going to draw my point. Now I'm going to connect my dots. Starting at the beginning, stopping at the second point, and there we go. There is our line that's 2.5 inches long. Yay, good job. Okay, number 2. Read with me. Draw a line that is 4.5 inches long. Here we go. Starting at the beginning, our biggest number that we can go to is a 4, but it says a half. So let's find that half point, that fair share, right in between the 4 and the 5, equal half. Draw your line to connect your points. And there we go. There's our line segment. That's 4.5 inches long. One more. Starting at the beginning, line up your ruler, beginning of your ruler to the first point. Now it says, draw a line that is 6.5 inches long. So let's find our biggest number. It said 6. Oh my, 6.5. So that's the halfway point in between the 6 and the 7. Do you see it? Right here, halfway. Big line right there. Draw your point. Now we're going to, that's right, connect the dots. And that line segment is how long? 6.5 inches long. Great job, boys and girls. I'm so proud of you. I hope you had fun with measuring today. And remember, you can come back and look at this video again and again all week to help you with your assignments. And Petey the Pirate says, I love to measure. Have a great day.